Welcome to Growing Older Sucks, where we discuss just about anything. Hi, my name is Nate, and I'm 55, feeling 25 on some days and 75 on others. I've decided that I'm not going to grow older gracefully. I'm going to fight that shit tooth and nail, kicking and screaming the whole way. This is my podcast, and you're welcome to join in and ride this train, but I'll tell you right up front that I'm very opinionated, and I have a tendency to call people out on their BS. Besides that, I've been told I'm a pretty nice guy. It doesn't matter how old you are. As we get older, we often don't realize what we're leaving behind until it's gone. Whether it's the trappings of youth, the vitality and invincibility of our teenage years, the drive and success of early adulthood, or the wisdom of middle age. It all goes and stays gone, which is why the staying younger industry in this country thrives. People always want to recapture their youth and those things that made them happy in their younger years. No one is immune to remember when, as much as many people want to deny, many of us look back on our earlier years, regardless of our age, and remember when we did this or that, had more, ran longer, stayed up later, partied harder, just to name a few. And I'll be talking about all of that, about my life, about some things that have happened to me, and why I've decided to do this. About a year and a half ago, which most people don't know, I was diagnosed with bladder cancer. To make a long story short, it started off with a pain in my side, and I thought somebody was trying to rip something out of my insides, and it turned out to be a kidney stone that was too big for it to pass. Well, that was my first sign that I was getting older. I was like, oh my gosh, I got a kidney stone. I talked to a lot of people, and even younger people have had kidney stones. And I'll tell you right now, that shit really sucks. They told me it was too big to remove. So they're going to have to go in there with a laser, of all things, in my ureter and destroy it, break it up into little pieces, and just let it come out. Well, the procedure went well for the kidney stone, and the doctor probably didn't like my references to Mike Myers in The Spy Who Shagged Me when I impersonated Dr. Evil and said, "You're going to shoot me with your laser." No, he wasn't too pleased. Doctors don't really have a great sense of humor. I thought it was funny, and so did everyone else around me, including the nurses. But the doctor was not happy. But after the procedure, he had some not so good news for me. And that not so good news was that I had a tumor on my bladder. It was really small, and he was able to get it out when he did the procedure, and he told me that I had follow-on treatment, and I did it for a while. And would think someone my age would understand the dangers of cancer, having lost my mom and now my sister, and I didn't follow through. And just recently I found that it came back. But I'm not one to take a punch in the gut and let it knock me down. I just got out of the hospital yesterday. I had an outpatient procedure where they removed a couple of pretty decent sized tumors out of my bladder, and everything seems to be okay now, and I've got to go back and for my follow-up treatment, which I'm going to do, because I want to live long enough to be that pain in the ass, to be that Clint Eastwood from the movie Gran Torino, and tell people to get off my lawn. Some people who know me think I'm already that way, but I'm actually a pretty nice guy most of the time. So it's given me a lot of time to reflect on things and think about my life and the things that I've done, the time that has passed by. And I thought about everybody out there. We all think about our past. We all think about when I was younger, what I did when I was 16, what I did when I was 21, what I did when I was 30. And for those of you who haven't reached those ages yet, your time's coming. It's you're gonna have a blast. I like to think of this life as a whirlwind ride, and I don't want it to be boring, and, which is why I did, a lot of time in the Navy and did some really crazy things while I was in the Navy. And I'm an adrenaline junkie, which means I've got to have excitement in my life all the time. That being said, uh, I also have responsibilities. I have to work. I have to pay bills just like everybody else out there. And I have my opinions about things. I have my beliefs. I believe in God. I believe, that our country is a great country. Some may disagree with me, and that's your right. And that's why I was in the military, to fight for your right to believe what you want to believe and say what you want to say within reason, of course, of First Amendment. You can't say certain things, and to protect the rights that we all have as citizens. So, if you disagree with me, hey, great. If you want to join me on this podcast, if you want to, be a part of it, you want to call in with me, Skype with me, we'll have our conversations. We'll have fun talking. But you better come armed if you're gonna come in here and you want to dispute something I have to say. Come armed with your facts, and we'll have a good discussion, have some fun. This is my intro to growing older sucks. No matter what our age, as we get older, we learn a lot. We learn a lot what not to do from our mistakes, hopefully, and we become wiser. At least that's our intention. So I'm gonna, sign off for now. This is my first video. I'll be doing more, be telling stories about my life. If you have any questions for me, you can please leave them in the comments below. Suggestions for the video, and I look forward to hearing from you and getting your feedback on this. Again, this is Nate, and this is Growing Older Sucks. Thanks, and have a great day.